My name is Magnus Walker. All my life I have loved cars. I love the way they drive, the way they look, and I love the stories they create. I'm not drawn to flashy new metal. I'm always looking for the classics that excite me, that inspire me, and that someone can afford to own without having to rob a bank. The underdogs. These cars may not be the posters on your wall, but they could be the next big thing. Station wagons. For a generation of people, they're associated with family road trips, IKEA runs, soccer practice, weekend chores, and endless suburbs. And they're generally perceived as extremely uncool. But for a new generation of car enthusiasts, there's nothing cooler than a vintage wagon. And one of the best is the 80s era Mercedes wagon. So I've hooked up with a guy named Tim. He restores cars at Mercedes-Benz Classic Center, and he drives a super clean 300D. Now, I gotta find out why he loves wagons so much. So Tim, explain this number thing to me. I still don't get it. Uno, dos, tres. This is a 123, right?
Yes, this is a W123 chassis Mercedes. That's the internal chassis designation that the company uses. It's the successor to the W114 chassis that came before it. All wagons before this were coach built. There were other companies who would turn Mercedes products into wagons.
Got it. But it still had a Mercedes badge on it.
Correct.
So Mercedes then brought the coach building in-house with the 123.
Correct. I assume they saw quite a market for it. People were demanding wagons and more capacity, and they produced their own in-house.
Okay, so why were people demanding wagons? Why do you think?
I think that in this time in the world, people were becoming more economical.
Okay.
They wanted one car to do it all. They had larger families. They wanted to fit everything inside, adventurous. They want to take stuff with them, travel.
That sounds great. That's life before the minivan then. So this car, tell me about it. Where did you get it? What have you done to it? How does it make you feel?
I started looking for a wagon to replace my previous wagon, actually.
What was the previous wagon?
A previous wagon was a Subaru H6 all-wheel drive wagon. And I wanted something that could be used in the same way that I used that one. Everyday driving. I commute in this car. I take it camping. It's my shop truck when I need to haul something. It's the perfect cross-section between an old car and something that you can use every day.
So have you had any mechanical issues with this car? Because everyone tells me these things are bulletproof, they'll run 1,000,000 miles, there's millions of them out there driving all over the world, taxi cab drivers love them. Is that a myth or is that reality?
Well, there's a true side to that. Of course, they are very reliable, very dependable, but that's only true if they've been taken care of and maintained. The oil changed on time, all of that sort of stuff. This one, luckily, has been taken care of very well, so it's had very few mechanical issues.
Do you see young kids driving wagons, or is it like the old man smoking the pipe?
You hit the nail right on the head. Those are the two demographics that I see driving these cars. Young hipsters like myself,
right,
and older people who have had these cars for years and years, and they will never let go of it.
Well, I think we've talked about it enough. I think I got to go drive it. So when you're driving this up the hill to Big Bear and you got, all your camping gear, and how is it going up that hill?
Slow and steady.
Okay. How's it when it comes down that hill?
Just about the same.
Slow and steady is the way to go then.
Yeah, but it really does all right. It helps that it has a turbo. I think if this was a 4-cylinder or a non-turbo car, I'm not sure that it would be much fun. But being the turbo, it does all right.
A little boost goes a long way. You just got to stay boosted, right? Old girl's doing pretty good. Let me know when that boost kicks in.
I think you just found all of it.
Now, what is S?
It's not sport mode.
Yeah, what is it?
It's, I think the S stands for snow. Okay. Basically, the L and the S just keep it from going into third and fourth gears.
So 4-speed order. Yeah. So Tim, tell me what the biggest thing you've ever got in this wagon. I mean, can you go to Home Depot and get, some 2x4s and 8x4 sheets of plywood in it?
Oh, absolutely. I've had I've carried hundreds of pounds of lumber in the back of this thing because...
So you can go to Home Depot and load it up?
Absolutely, yeah. The rear seat folds flat, and if you really want to get something long inside of here, you can then take the rear seat out and fold the seat that I'm in backwards. You can have flat storage all the way from the rear hatch up to the dashboard.
How many feet is that? 10, 12?
I think it's probably about 10 feet. I have a 10-foot long kayak that I can get completely inside of this car.
So Tim, I got to show you this. The greatest thing about Elysian Park is the view and access into the LA River right down there. That's where we're going to get in. I got my fishing rod. We're going to see what we can catch. Now, don't worry, I've had a Rolls Royce in there, so should be no problem for the Mercedes. Up there, come on.
You know, lots of men have trouble casting. It's okay.
Oh, we got a comedian on the river here. So you know the LA River is actually not a river, it's a man-made floodplain.
You don't say. Can't imagine why it hasn't been location for many more nature documentaries.
You know, I do feel like we're at one with nature right here though. So Tim, I'm kind of feeling lucky on this one. Hopefully someone's here to film us catching this lucky break. Well, not that one right there. Okay, let's see if we can get out. It feels like there's a tug right there. There might be something on. He's putting up a fight.
Wow.
Hold on. I got some bend on the reel. Do you see that?
Wow.
Whoa. I gotta reel it in. I'm fighting it. You know what? I'm gonna have to stand up. That looks like a big catch right there.
Put your back into it.
I gotta put my back into it right there. What is that, like a red snapper? Oh, it's a jumping fish.
Yeah.
What is it? What? Oh, look at that.
It looks like tuna to me.
We got a can of tuna.
A Mercedes wagon is not an underdog, of course. The W123 is known around the world, and they tend to be priced that way. Of course, though, this show is about discovery, for you and me both. After lunch with Tim, I took a walk through my neighborhood to meet some new friends who take a different approach to the five-door lifestyle. They have formed a club around old Toyota Cressidas.
So here I am with two Toyota Cressida owners. I got Rebecca to my right, I got Ben to my left. Ladies first. Rebecca, tell me about your wagon.
It's a 1978 MX-36. I got it a little under a year ago, and it was in beautiful stock condition when I got it with a rebuilt original motor. So,
why did you choose a Toyota Cressida wagon as opposed to an American 70s station wagon? You got the wood paneling on the side, but why did you go down this route?
I mean, for me, it's all about the community. There's so much to learn about vintage Japanese car culture. There's a community here in LA to draw from, and yeah, we just help each other out and make sure that we make good calls in our cars.
I noticed this is manual. This is a conversion, right?
Yes, it is. It came automatic, and then we swapped it with a Supra transmission.
In a few minutes, we're going to go for a drive. Hang there, I'm going to talk to Ben. Ben, tell me about your car.
It's a 1986 Toyota Cressida wagon, known as the Mark II in Japan.
Now, you two are meeting here for the first time, but you've both kind of done a similar thing, manual conversion.
Yes.
Is that a common swap?
Yes, because these wagons didn't come with, or at least my generation, didn't come with manual in the US. So yeah, got to put a W58 in there.
So Ben, it's kind of a tough choice. I drove over in yours.
Yeah, so you know, you've been in mine. You should take Rebecca's.
That's probably very sound advice. Rebecca, I'm going to drive your car if that's okay with you.
It'd be an honor.
All right, let's do it. Cheers.
I think there's a lot about being born female and being in a car club that is very satisfying.
Let's talk about that. I mean, you to me, you've got this Charlize Theron in, Mad Max meets Tank Girl. You've got a look, you've got an attitude. Tell me how it is being a woman in a man's world.
Yeah, wow, there's a lot to that. My personal experience.
Yeah.
Is,
were you welcomed?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's like what helps me be so enthusiastic about like learning and wanting to be excellent in building this car.
Do they inspire you on to build the car your own way, help you out?
I think there's within bounds, like build it my own way within like what's proper and respectable for the car.
That to me was fun, driving around in the wagon. Is that what it's like when you're driving in your club meets?
Yeah, there's a little bit more calling on the freeway.
Yeah.
Which is fun. You like roll your window down and you do the octopus dance at the
what
window.
dance?
It's like a squid or octopus dance.
Yeah. So you guys are causing a scene though, by the sounds of it, a little bit.
I mean, within reason. I feel like it's like respectable shenanigans.
Respectable shenanigans. Yeah. Well, I like the sound of that. What is on the table for you?
From what I've learned is that you choose your wheels and you build your car from the wheels up.
Okay.
So I just got my wheels done.
Well, talking about wheels, let's get our wheels rolling. Let's go explore a little bit more around downtown. So let's get in and drive. I'll get the door for you. And if you don't mind, I'll drive. Ben, I think you can get your own door.
Sure. Thank you, Magnus.
No worries. Tell me about your own personality, your style, and why the chandelier.
Okay, so the chandelier, my friend Kevin made for me. He's
Why
also
did you
in
want
the car
one in the
club.
car?
What's up?
Why did you want one in the car?
Oh, I mean, I rode in his car and he had one,
Okay.
and like you see the joy that it puts on other people's faces, and the reactions, and you get appreciation for the car. And we kind of touched on being like a female in this world as well, and like being recognized for my car versus for me as like a female.
Is the
so
car an
much more
expression of
satisfying.
yourself, your style, your identity?
A little bit. It being a wagon definitely fits. I think we're like compatible, me and the wagon.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me about the satisfaction you get from working on this car yourself.
I love the feeling of not being good at something and then learning to be satisfactory at it and being capable of taking care of myself.
Have you always been like that?
I believe so.
Yeah?
Yeah, to my knowledge, yeah.
There's something really nice about the way it shifts and the way it sounds. Even though we're not going fast, it's what I call a notable one. This is one of those cars, I think the more you drive it, the more you want to keep driving.
Yeah.
Which is always a good sign. We love cars, and that's why we're here. Maybe you love the look of a 60s Camaro, or maybe you prefer the Art Deco styling of a pre-war Auburn. Tim has found a wagon built for families in the 80s that perfectly fits his lifestyle a few decades later. Rebecca and Ben see their Toyotas as extensions of their personalities. They've formed a bond with other like-minded owners to take part in some respectable shenanigans. I'm here to tell you though, it's all the same thing. And I want to leave you with an important reminder as you consider what car to add to your fleet. Buy what you like. People don't become passionate about cars because they're worth money. The cars are worth money because people are passionate about them.